Alright, this is the proper way to maintain the swing arm. It needs to be greased. It needs to move up and down real freely like this. If it doesn't, every time you hit a bump, it's going to cause excessive wear and on these bushings here. Alright, first thing to do is these little screws back here, they need to be backed out. See the little yellow marks on I've got on each side of them. On the top, mark them like that where you'll know for future use where you take them off from, because it can get a little confusing. Like that. So the first thing to do is to back these screws out. You don't have to take them all the way off. Of course, I've already got my air box, my chains, shocks, all this stuff out of the way, because it's really the only good way to do it, is to do it right. For me, is to get down there and where you can really tell what you're doing. Back the other screw off over here. Like I say, it's just a lock. You don't have to take it all the way out. Just back it out of the slot where these chain adjusters, the notch in the chain adjusters fit there. Alright, then around here, take off your swing arm nut. All this is already loose, and it's already been lubricated, so it's all going to come apart real easy. This little tool here, the special one for the thrust covers, as Yamaha calls it, I call them adjusters. I don't even like using it here when I can get to it here. It's just hard to use. It's just not real good, in my opinion. I'll show you a little bit better way to do it here in a minute. So after I get all this stuff out of the way, take your swing arm bolt out. This one comes out real easy. Probably yours won't come out that easy. Just slide it all back out. Take your thrust covers off. See the markings here on top. Take these off. The one on the right has a little shim in it here. If I can get it out where you can see it. Well, it's already got a lot of grease in there, so it's not going to come out real easily. But there's a little shim. I make sure all this is greased up when you put it back together. Then take I like to use a 12mm 1/4 inch socket and a long 1/4 inch shaft here. This is the grease seals that goes on each end of the swing arm here. Make sure that will go through there. If your grease seals are in good shape, that way you won't have to replace them. If they're already damaged, you'll have to replace them anyway, so probably won't matter too much there. This is the way to do it. Take it apart. Stick it through this end. Too close. Put it there. Then this way, tap it out the other end. This is already greased up, so it came out real easily, so yours probably won't come out that easy. What you do when you get these out, get all the corrosion off of it, some light sandpaper, or best I like is emery cloth. Shine up real good. Put some grease all over it. Inside here there's another bushing here. I believe it's plastic. I'm not going to take it out because it's a little bit of trouble if you don't really need to take it out. Put some grease in here. Make sure there's grease up in there. You don't have to glob it, just a good coat. Good coat on here. Put it back in. And all you gotta do is well, if I can get the socket off of it. Just do the other side the same way. This one's already going to come out very easily because it's already greased up. Yours will probably have to be beat out. Do the same thing over here, of course. These have a little slot right here cut out, a little notch cut out. That's where your adjusters here lock onto it at, like that, which grabs it to allow it to turn So after you grease it all up, we'll grease into here, grease this up, shine it up. That looks dark, but it's very smooth, and also it's okay, no wear on it. Slide these back on here now. Okay, put the yellow marks back to the top for reference. Now, do the same thing with the swing arm bolt. Clean it up, put a little grease on it. This is something I've learned that's not in the book anywhere, and it's helped me to adjust them better. When you turn this forward to adjust it, that stops already right there, no more than a half an inch, and it locks up there because the bolt is already now crooked in there. So if you take that wrench or whatever and keep trying to make this the half turn of the adjustment, do this one and then that one, the whole half turn, it's not going to work good because it's going to damage something, because it just don't turn that well. The way to do it is to turn this one about quarter inch, quarter inch, quarter inch, quarter inch. Just rotate it back and forth about a quarter of an inch until you get it to your halfway around, which will be the adjustment. We're going to continue on all the way around with this one here. See, it turns very smoothly if you turn them both at the same time, but once you get one of them a little out of line, they're going to lock up on you. So that's about it. Make everything slick and grease it up. And while you're in here, put a little grease in your sprocket here, make sure it turns smoothly. I'll go through that a little bit later. And that's about it.